I want you to obliterate this silly idea that you have. Tantra means sexuality. No, it's got nothing to do with sexuality. It has got something to do with using external means to make things happen, whatever. Because both yogis and tantrics are more like scientists, seeing how to make it work.
Almost 8 months before she came to me, voice totally gone. She's seen every doctor, every expert, voice gone. She can't speak a word. Simply empty air comes out when she tries to speak without any sound. I again asked her, did you do any mantras? When I looked at her, I thought she must have done something. When I looked at her, it's very clear to me she's done something. She said, no. Then I asked, did you come under the influence of some mantras? Did you go to some place where they're doing powerful mantras and did you come under the influence? She said, no.
The repetition of mantras is believed to have a profound effect on the mind and spirit, leading to relaxation, focus and spiritual growth. Some popular mantras include Om or Am. The syllable Om is considered to have originated from the ancient Sanskrit language and is mentioned in the Upanishads, which are philosophical texts of Hinduism dating back to around 800 to 200 BCE. It symbolizes the ultimate reality, often referred to as Brahman, which is beyond form, time and space. Om consists of three sounds, A, U and representing the three fundamental aspects of existence: creation, preservation and destruction. It is believed to be the sound of the universe and source of all creation. Chanting Om is a common practice in Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism and other spiritual traditions. It is used at the beginning and end of prayers, meditation, sessions and spiritual rituals. The repetition of Om is believed to bring harmony, peace and spiritual awakening to the practitioner. Om Mani Padme Hum. The mantra Om Mani Padme Hum is associated with Tibetan Buddhism and originates from the teachings of the Buddha. It is found in the Tibetan Buddhist scripture known as the Karandavyuha Sutra, which is part of the Mahayana Buddhist canon. Each syllable of the mantra holds profound symbolism. Om represents the body, speech and mind of all Buddhas. Mani means jewel, symbolizing compassion. Padme means lotus, symbolizing wisdom, and Hum represents indivisibility. Together, the mantra invokes the blessings of Shenrezig, the Bodhisattva of compassion, and signifies the union of compassion and wisdom. Tibetan Buddhists recite Om Mani Padme Hum as a form of meditation and as a means to cultivate compassion and wisdom. It is believed to purify negative karma, alleviate suffering, and lead to enlightenment. The mantra is often recited verbally, mentally, or written on prayer flags, wheels, and stones. Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is one of the most ancient and revered mantras in Hinduism. It is found in the Rig Veda, which is estimated to have been composed between 1500 to 1200 BCE. The mantra is attributed to the sage Vishwamitra. The Gayatri Mantra is a prayer addressed to Savitra, the sun deity, to illuminate the practitioner's intellect and lead them towards spiritual enlightenment. It is considered a source of divine knowledge, wisdom, and protection. Hindus traditionally chant the Gayatri Mantra during the Sandhya Vandanam, a daily ritual performed at sunrise and sunset. It is also recited during various ceremonies, pujas, and meditation practices. The repetition of the mantra is believed to purify the mind, awaken higher consciousness, and bestow blessings upon the practitioner. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. The mantra Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is central to Nichiren Buddhism, a Buddhist tradition founded by the Japanese monk Nichiren in the 13th century. It is derived from the Lotus Sutra, one of the most important Mahayana Buddhist scriptures. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is translated as devotion to the mystic law of the Lotus Sutra. It represents the eternal truth of the universe and the inherent Buddha nature within all beings. Chanting the mantra is believed to activate one's Buddha nature, bring forth inner wisdom and compassion, and manifest positive changes in one's life. Nichiren Buddhists chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo as a central practice of their faith. It is typically recited during morning and evening prayers as well as during personal meditation sessions. The chanting is accompanied by the silent recitation of one's personal prayers and aspirations. Am Namah Shivaya. The mantra Am Namah Shivaya is dedicated to Lord Shiva, one of the principal deities in Hinduism. It is found in ancient Hindu scriptures such as the Shvetashvatara Upanishad and the Rudram Chamakam section of the Yajur Veda. The mantra translates to I bow to Shiva, acknowledging reverence and surrender to the divine consciousness represented by Lord Shiva. It is believed to purify the practitioner's mind, body, and soul and lead them towards liberation, moksha, from the cycle of birth and death. Hindus chant Om Namah Shivaya during worship, meditation, and religious rituals dedicated to Lord Shiva. It is considered a powerful mantra for spiritual transformation and is believed to invoke the presence and blessings of Lord Shiva. Devotees often repeat the mantra verbally or mentally while focusing their attention on divine qualities of Shiva.
I noticed the chant you chanted this in the beginning of this event was different from the other ones. Can you explain it to us, and if there's any meaning to it or what changes are?
See, we must understand, there is something called as a mantra, okay? Mantra means we say it's a pure sound. Why is one sound pure, another is not? Not like that. That is, mantra is significant for the sound of it, not for the meaning of it. Meaning exists only in your psychological space. There is no meaning anywhere in the universe except in the human mind. But there is sound, because sound is a reverberation. And today modern science is talking about how there is no matter, everything is reverberation, there's just energy reverberating. So sound is an existential reality, meaning is a psychological thing. Most of the… he's the expert, I have not read those things, I have not studied anything. But essentially, the essence of what is offered in the Eastern structure of learning is largely the impact of sound. How? Because creation is seen as a complex amalgamation of sounds, and certain sounds are key sounds. And when I say a key, suppose you're locked in this room and I give you a key to freedom. But you saw this, you have no concept of key in your mind. You put it in your ears and turned it, you did this, you try to stick it in the wall, this, that, it doesn't work. Only if you put it into that particular hole and turn it in a particular way, it opens up a world for you. So a mantra is significant for its sound. Meaning is a psychological and social thing. Meaning is meaningless, really, but sound exists. So the science of using the sound to create certain atmosphere within yourself and around you is what it is about. Meaning is just made up by us.
Gayatri is a powerful process, very different in its nature. It is not something that's entirely focused towards one's internal or spiritual growth or that dimension. It involves various things. So this was generally taught to every householder so that for the not so focused people, some substance, some support for well-being, health, success and other aspects of life. So Gayatri is not necessarily for a serious spiritual practitioner. It is more for a householder for whom spiritual process is also one aspect of his life. It's a possibility if it's properly initiated. We don't generally do those things here because except for the Devi, spiritual process here is devoid of all ritual. Internalizing the process is little more sophisticated and subtle, but far more reliable than external processes. When we use external processes to create inner dimensions, it leads to a certain limitation of space and time as to what we do and what we do not do. You can't be 24 hours spiritually on if you are involved in an external process. It's a good support, it's a good aid, but it's just that, it's a good support. In terms of support, there are many other ways to support this. Above all, those who are initiated by us here, we support them in a completely different way. They just have to they just have to ask for it, and wherever they are, there is a support system. Support system not in terms of teachers and volunteers and stuff. Energetic support is available wherever they are. So, because of our ability to provide this support to every human being, wherever they may be, we did not establish rituals of support. It is one of the most popular things that's been done in the country for a long time. Long time means particularly in the last 1,000 years. I think since Adi Shankara, he propagated this big time. Because when he came, there was a certain degradation of general population, so he wanted to teach something that's mass. Like today we are doing Isha Kriya, mass. Gayatri is a certain process which involves many things, and considering the nature of what it is, I'm not saying it's relevant today, it'll always be relevant, but socially and structurally, it is not so fitting into modern life as it is because of the things that are needed to make this happen. In today's world, because almost a huge population on the planet today does not stay in the same place. I want you to understand, I want to look back and see. 500 years ago, most people in their whole lifetime, they got up and went back to sleep in the same place, in the same building for their whole lifetime without one day of being out. That's how life used to be. Today, I think very, very few human beings are like that. People like me, if I sleep on the same bed for 2 nights, I think it's a fortune. So, those days are gone. Because of that, certain rituals and certain ways of doing things, the relevance of that has come down substantially. I'm not saying the relevance of the basic practice is gone, no. But social things have changed, situational changes have happened, which doesn't facilitate those type of practices much. It's best they're internalized. Internalized processes can be done anywhere. We are not depending upon what kind of atmosphere we are in, what kind of people we are with, it doesn't matter. So, yoga is 100% internalized. What you call as Gayatri, what you call as many other things, in yoga we call this Tantra Yoga. When I say Tantra Yoga, today Tantra has found very ridiculous expressions, particularly in the Western nations. And people think if you utter the word Tantra, they're thinking about unbridled promiscuity. No, Tantra just means technology. There are various types of tantras. So if you employ technologies where external material is involved, that's called Tantra. If you employ technologies where no external material is involved, it's completely internalized, then we call it yoga. If we want to create tantric processes, right now an arati is happening in the Devi temple, it's a kind of a tantra. A puja happens, it's a tantra. An abhishekam happens, it's a tantra. These are techniques or technologies to create certain impact. But now if you want to do tantra, you need the form of the Devi, you have so many limitations. Tantra is useful when people are not willing to do anything by themselves, they want somebody else to do it for them. So one person who's learned how to do it facilitates it for everyone. The danger of Tantra is exploitation. There was a fabulous tantric culture in this country. In the last 2 generations, we've beaten it down because it led to such states of exploitation and turned so ugly, we thought it's better without it. So the last 2 generations have really pushed ritualistic way of life out because it was so exploitative. So internalized processes, the safety of it is nobody can exploit it, it's you. Somebody can inspire you, somebody can initiate you, somebody can induct you into a powerful process, that's it. There is no room for exploitation. At the same time, there is no need to throw everything out. That would be like throwing the baby with the bathwater. You don't have to throw everything out. Carefully maintain tantra is okay. I want you to obliterate this silly idea that you have. Tantra means sexuality. No, it's got nothing to do with sexuality. It has got something to do with using external means to make things happen, whatever. Because both yogis and tantrics are more like scientists, seeing how to make it work. They might not have fit into the moral codes of a particular society at a particular time in history. Because of that, they might have gotten this label, but otherwise, it has nothing to do with sexuality, it's about learning to use external material for your well-being, not just yours, the larger group of people. So Gayatri belongs to that realm, nothing wrong with it, it's just the suitability of today.
The mantras are a powerful process, but they need to be properly used, properly initiated. Improper usage of sounds, powerful sounds, can cause serious problems. I happened to be in United States and someone brought this lady to the program. It was a 7-day event and she had lost her voice almost 6 or 7 months or almost 8 months before she came to me. Voice totally gone. She's seen every doctor, every expert, voice gone. She can't speak a word. Simply empty air comes out when she tries to speak without any sound. They have not been able to detect anything improper with her vocal cords or whatever, everything is proper but she can't speak. So naturally when nothing is there, they will say maybe there is a polyp, maybe there is this, maybe there is that, maybe all kinds of cortisones and this and that, and somebody is suggesting a surgery, there's nothing else, they want to open up and see. So they brought her to me and I looked at her and then I asked, did you do any practice, any spiritual process, did you do any mantras? She didn't. Then I said, okay, you be in the program, let's see. So 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, she's becoming anxious because her voice has not come back and I have not said a word about her vocal cords. So by 4th day, she's very anxious Then she came again and I again asked her, did you do any mantras? When I looked at her, I thought she must have done something. When I looked at her, it's very clear to me she's done something. She said, no. Then I asked, did you come under the influence of some mantras? Did you go to some place where they're doing powerful mantras and did you come under the influence? She said, no. Last day she's very anxious. Then again I met her and I said, see, you must have done something or you have come under the influence of some mantras. Tell me, what have you done in the last year, year and a half? Where all did you go? Then she said, she writes, she cannot speak. She said she did Gayatri. Oh, I said, where did you learn Gayatri? She said, I went to India and I bought a CD. Whenever I'm going to work, Atlanta traffic is such, she takes 2.5 hours to reach her workplace and when she's stuck in the traffic, she'll do Gayatri like this. And the traffic clears up when she's driving, she'll leave the Gayatri alone. When she has time, she'll just repeat with the thing. She's an American person, how she will repeat the mantra. We don't know, already the CD itself may be wrong. On top of it, she's American. Sanskrit words will not come easy to her. No, I'm not commenting about America. If you have not spoken the vernacular language, to utter Sanskrit will be very difficult. So then I knew that she's messed up with Gayatri. I said, see, 3 months if you come and stay with us in India, we will make an attempt, no guarantee, we will make an attempt and see. She came here and we put her through a whole lot of process. In 3 months she recovered about 70% of her voice. Still 30% was not there. That is, 30% not there means I first of all put her on, said, don't make an attempt to speak. At the most in a day, maximum 1 hour you can speak, rest of the time no speaking. Slowly she improved. Even then if she gets emotionally excited, voice will go off. If she gets little emotional excitement, voice will go. In about 1 year's time, she recovered almost 90%. But still she found if she got angry, her voice will go. I said, that's good. Let it stay that way. Whenever you're angry, at least you lose your voice. You don't say bad things at least. So, over 3.5 years' time, she recovered almost 100%. Only very rare moments it would give up, but generally almost 99% she recovered in about 3.5 years' time of practice. So mantras need to be done with certain care, with proper instruction and guidance.